Hello guys, today we are going to demonstrate to you how we all will be using a mean stack. Now in case of mean stack, the complete technical stack is on the basis of Angular, Express.js, Node.js and MongoDB. So my team is going to give you the demonstrations, what is actually the mean stack, why it is needed, and how we can able to perform the full stack development in the mean stack. So I'll be hand over this session to Sanket. You can carry on, please.
Yeah, so let me share my screen. Is my screen visible to you? Okay. So our today's topic is MinStack, presented by Axiom Tech Group Private Limited, Nagpur. So the agenda for today's video is that firstly we will see what is Min, which technologies is involved in MinStack, then why Min, technologies details, architectures, advantages, software dependencies, application development, practical demonstration, and at last question and answer session. So this is the agenda for our today's video. So let's start. So firstly, what is Min? A mean is a collection of JavaScript-based technologies to develop a web applications. So, which technologies is involved in the mean stack? So, in mean, M stand for MongoDB, which is a NoSQL database. E stand for the Express, which is a web application framework. A stand for the Angular. It is used for the front-end data mining, and it's also called as the front-end framework. And then N stand for the node, which is a server-side JavaScript environment. Okay, then why we use mean? Mean is a single language is used throughout the application. It is a fast setup, match the language on the front end. It has a high performance. It has the popularity of JavaScript, and it is a open source project. So for this reason, we use a mean. Then the next is what is MongoDB? As we already know that MongoDB is a database. So basically it is a NoSQL database and it uses a JSON style document for the data representation. Then why we use a MongoDB? In MongoDB, we can see that each and everywhere there is a JSON, means the data is stored in the format of JSON. Then it is a lightweight. It is a less disk space required for MongoDB. Then it has a scalable architecture. Then no more SQL statement in the MongoDB. Then how MongoDB? So it support ADHOC queries, indexing, replications, load balancing, map reduction, and aggregation tools, JavaScript instead of procedures, high performance. In this way, we can use a MongoDB. So the next is what is Express.js? Express.js is a server-side web and mobile application framework. Why we use Express.js? It is a ultra-fast input-output, asynchronous and single-threaded. It has a MVC-like structure. MVC means model view controller like a structure. Then it has a robust API, makes routing easy. For that, we use a Express.js. Then here are the some features of Express.js. So allows and respond to the HTTP request. It defines the routes, dynamic rendering of the HTML pages, helper function for a web application, and it support the REST API. These are the features of Express.js. So now the next is what is the AngularJS? It is a MVC based JavaScript framework popularly used in a front end. Then what AngularJS can do? It develops a complex client side application. It has a single page application also. Then why AngularJS? less load on the server, structure the code and development practice, and in MVC, reusable component, easily testable component. Then how we use AngularJS? As AngularJS has its components, dependency injections, data binding, various directives, filters, services, and various routes also. Then the next is, what is Node.js? Node.js is a runtime environment for the JavaScript. How Node.js? It compiles the JavaScript code to native machine code before execution. It has an event-based mechanism. Why Node.js? It is a scalable and fast web application. It has a lightweight process. Then it is a perfect for real-time application as it generates a real-time reports. Then here are the some features of Node.js. Asynchronous and event-driven is important features of Node.js. Then it has then single-threaded, no buffering, open source, npm, Node modules. These all are the best features of Node.js. Then architecture of mean stack development. So this is the basic architecture of mean stack development. See, in this figure, we clearly see that client and MongoDB. Here, client means a user and MongoDB is a database. And all the applications are performed in between client and database. So firstly, client request to the AngularJS, then AngularJS pass the request to the Node.js server, and this Node.js pull the request to the Express.js and get into the database MongoDB. And in same manner, it reverses to the client. Means, for example, we can say that suppose we design one login application using MinStack, and as a client, we fill one login form. It means that we can fill a form by using AngularJS, and the form which we design in the Angular make a request to the Node server, and then after requesting to the Node server, the data get into the database by using Express.js. And after performing these all operations, MongoDB database gives the output to the client. But these all process are happen in the backend. So these are the architecture for that mean stack. We can see that here each and every step we give clearly. So the next is, what are the advantages of mean stack? It is easy to switch between client and server, then highly flexible. It supports MVC architecture. Mean is a full stack JavaScript which is 100% free. Only single uniform language throughout your stack development. Uses very low memory footprint overhead. These all are the advantages of mean stack development. So the next is, which software dependencies and application development we used in the mean stack. So my colleague Nikhil will explain prerequisite and software dependencies for mean stack. Yes, Nikhil,
Thank you,
please.
Sanket. It was very helpful. So can we move to next slide? Yes, here I'm discussing about the prerequisites for mean stack development. Here we required the four pillars. We can call it as 4 pillars of the mean stack development. We firstly required MongoDB. It is a non-SQL database which is used to store the data. Then we required Express. It is a backend web application framework for Node.js. It is designed for building web application and APIs. Then we required Angular. Angular is a JavaScript framework. Which is used to develop a UI part of the application. Then we need Node.js. It is server-side scripting language. Then we required some dependencies for developing our mean stack application that we can see. Here we need Express. this is a mod. This is Node.js module available through the npm registry. Before installing and installing the Express, we must have installed Node.js in our system. For that, for installing the Express, we can use that command npm install Express. The another dependency is Mongoose. We required Mongoose. It is an object data modeling library for MongoDB and Node, and it manages the relationship between data provide and schema validation, and used to translate between object in code and representation of the object in MongoDB. For that, we need to use this command npm install Mongoose. Mongoose is also the another dependency is Nodemon. Nodemon is the tool that helps us develop Node.js based application by automatically restarting the Node application when file changes in the directory are detected. For that, we can use that command npm install -g Nodemon. Here the -g is for globally. The Nodemon will be installed globally. Then another is body parser. Body parser is a Node.js body parsing middleware. It is responsible for parsing the incoming request bodies in the middleware before you handle it. For that, we can use this command npm install body parser. Then .env. .env will help us in keeping separate secrets from our source code, where you may not want to share your database login credentials with other people. Instead, you can share your source code by allowing other people to create their own .env file. For that, we can use that npm install .env. The another one is CORS. It stands for cross origin resource sharing. It allows us to request from one website to another website in browser, which is normally prohibited by the another browser policy called same origin policy. For that, we can use this npm install command. So these are the dependencies we need to install in our system before developing the MinStack application. Prerequisites for while developing the MinStack application, we need some prerequisites. We need some basic knowledge of Angular, MongoDB, Node.js, and Express. The npm must be installed in our system, and we need an ID as Visual Studio Code or any other. Okay, these are the steps that we must follow before developing the MinStack application. The first one is we need to create a package.json file. For that, we need to use that command npm init. After using this command npm init, the npm package.json file is automatically created in our application. The another is we need to add the Express and other dependencies. As we see before, Express, this will be installed by the npm install Express. Then we need to add index.json file. This is the entry point of our application. As we defined package.json file, that index.js file is the entry point of our application. Then next step is add routing files. We need to add some routing files for sending and requesting the data. Routing refers to how an application endpoints respond to the client request. Means client can send and request the data using that routings. The next step is add the client folder. This folder will contain all the client side related code. Then we need to install Nodemon. As we see, Nodemon will help us to automatically restart the project. Then we don't need to restart the server whenever we do some changes in our project. Then the next step is we can run the application using npm start. This will run our application. And then the another step is we can create a database and establish a connection with database. The next step is we can install a Mongoose and make a connection to the database. As we see, Mongoose will help us to create a connection between database. Then we need to install some packages that will help us to run that application and make the connection between client and server side. And finally, we can create our UI part using that Angular. That's it from my side. Thank you.
We all see that the theoretical presentation of mean stack development, how we can develop a mean stack application. So the next session is a question and answer session, but we will take this session after the practical demonstration. And practical demonstration is very important. So next, my colleague Rushabh will explain the practical demonstration of all these things that we saw theoretically. So yes, please Rushabh, continue.
Yes. So thank you, Nikhil. Thank you, Sanket. It was very informative presentation from you guys. So now all the dependency part and the what, why, and when part of Angular will make sense in the follow along. So what I'm going to demonstrate is a small example how we can do some operations using mean stack. So I will share my screen. So I'm going to give you the is my screen visible? Hello.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to give an overview of what we're gonna do. So we're gonna we want to create a GET request to the server. So from that we will get the response from that for such like email address, name, and last name and ID. It will get the request from the database, and we will also create a post request to the server. So when we post the first name, last name, and email alauta, so it will go to the server, and it will store to all the data in the uh, database, and from there we can also create a GET request. So we will set up first the node project. So here in my this folder, demo mean folder, I have created the node express mongo and mean demo a folder. Inside that I will to CDM. I will write code to open VS Code here. So in the terminal of this folder, I will open the terminal. To initialize the node project, I will use the command npm init, and it will ask some few questions. Like what will be the name of this project? So I will make it as default. I will hit enter. It will ask me for the version, description, and entry point. Here you can write index.js, app.js, or server.js. It's your choice. So here I will write app.js. I will hit enter. It will ask me for the test command. I will leave it as a default. I will hit enter, git repository, hit enter, keywords, hit enter. Author, I will write like Axiom, hit enter, license, enter. So, okay. So it will create a package.json file. So now we have to install the dependency package for the backend server. So Nikhil, you can help me out if I miss out anything. I will show you the tip how we can install all the package instead of using separate command. I will use a one command to install all the package. So I will do npm.
Yes, sure.
So here I will do npm install. So I guess there is we need nodemon package. So I will write nodemon. we will need .env package, and we will also need the mongoose package to make the connection to the database. So mongoose, and we will need express package. So Nikhil, is that uh, is there any package left? I think body parser is left. So we will write body parser and we will hit enter. So now it will download all the package here. It will take few minutes. So till then we can create a account in the MongoDB. So I've already created an account in the MongoDB. You can also create by start for free, and it will ask the few questions, and you can also create an account. So now I will sign in with my account. So it's taking some time. So now you can see all the package we have give the command for. It's install body parcel.env express mongo and nodemon. Here you can see here. So in package.json you can see in this dependency all the packages are installed. So let us see. Okay. So we have successfully signed in with the Mongo DB ID. Now we will create a new project. We'll give the name of the project. Hit next. Create project. It will ask for the member permission, access permission. So it will create a project, and after successfully creating a project, we have to start the cluster. So we have to build a cluster here. Hit build cluster. You can go for the free, create free cluster. So it will ask some question in which region we want our database and all. For now, I just hit the button create cluster, the default setting. So it will take 1 to 3 minutes to start this cluster. Till then, we will set up all the Node.js project for us. So in this Node.js project, I will create a file with app.js. So we will use the Express framework here. So we have to import Express framework first. So I will do const express equals to require. I will import the Express, and I also have to initialize this Express for our project. So I will give const app equals to Express. That's it. So now my project is initialized. So now what we'll do, we will create the simple get request for first to see this project is working or not. So we will do app dot get request get, and it will take two parameter. First will the path. I just want path to be default path, and then second parameter is a function. So function have again the two parameter. One is request and the second is response. We'll give it as an arrow function. So what this path will do, what this function will do, whenever the default path will, whenever we send a request or response to the server, it will do the it will execute this function written in this inside this arrow function. So I will just want a response back if we hit the server with this path. So here I will write just hello. So now we have to so I will also comment out to not to get confused. So this is a get request, and now we have to give the port number to listen on. So we will create a listener for this project. So it will listen. So we will create a listener with the app dot listen, and we will provide a port number here. So port number, I want this project to run on port 5000. So I will write here 5000, and also I will give one arrow function to confirm it is connected or not. So I will write here started on port number 5000. So I will save this. So as you know, we have also installed the Nodemon package for this project. So we have to change the start script for this project. So the start script will be Nodemon app.js. So we save this file. We'll see again. So okay, so we will start this project to see it's working or not. So npm start will be the command. So okay, this is listening on the port 5000 in localhost. So we will go to the browser. We'll type localhost. Five thousand. You can see this project is working successfully. So now what we will do, we will go back to this project. We want to create a get request and a post request for the user data. So we will create first the post request for the user data. So to create, as you guys know, the MongoDB is have a technique ORM. It's object modeling, object relational mapping, or you can say modeling. So it's we can create a model for that. So model is nothing but the schema to tell the database we will store in this manner. So to create a model, we will create a folder outside here with the name model. Hit enter, and inside that we will create another file with the name user model.js. Now to create a model, we have to import the package from the Mongoose. So we will say const Mongoose equals to require Mongoose. And then we will create another variable with user data. model, and we will call this model dot schema function. It will take object, and inside this object we have to define what will be the schema for our document in MongoDB. So we want to save email, so I will write email here, and the email will be in the type of string. In similar manner, we want a first name, and it will again will be the string. We want last name, and string, and there will be, I guess, avatar for to save the image. So I will write. So to and then we, after creating this schema, we have to export this schema. So we will do model dot export equals to, will give mongoose dot model, will give the name of the document. Here I want to give the name of the document will be the user to user data, and we have to pass this schema in this model function, the second in the manner of second parameter. So user model. So that's it. So that's it. We can set a model for our MongoDB. I will hit save. We'll go to the app.js again. So now we will create a post request here. So I will go app dot. I will use the method post because I have to post the data, and now I want to post the data when user hit this parameter in URL post user, and it will have second function again, and second function will have two parameter, request response. The arrow function. So this now we have to call that model to post the data. So I will create a variable. I will create an instant of that model we have made. I will write const user equals to new user. What was the name of that model? User data model. First we will input that. First we have to input that model first. Const we'll go to the that directory model / user model. So we'll create an instant of that user data. So now it will take again object. Now we have to specify what it should be taking from the body. So we will write again the same string here. We'll paste here. Now we have to change this string with the request dot body dot will be the email. We'll copy. Request.body.first name, request.body.last name, and request.body.author. Format this document. So now we will save this all this function. So to save this, we will call this user.save method. So it will save, and then we want to create a promise. It will take another arrow function, and it will send back us the response with the JSON format after it's saving all the document in database. So we'll call the response dot send, and we will call this user again. And then if there is an error, we want to catch that error. So we'll call the catch method. It will take again arrow function. I will error. And I want to console dot that error, whatever the error will be there. So I will do console dot log, and inside that I want that error in the message format. So I will write message error. So that's it. So that's how we can create a post request for our backend server. So now how we can test this, is this working or not? How we can test this? So there is a tool called Postman where we can test the some API here. So I will test the post request which I made in here in the Postman. So I will save this, and I will go to the Postman. First I will copy this URL which is running my node project. So I will copy this. I will go in the Postman, paste this URL, and I want to check the post request. So parameter is post user. So here you can see I have parameter post user. When this parameter hit, so there will be the post request. So we will go to the method post here. So it checks some method. It will check in Postman. We can check get, post, put, and various method in the Postman. So now we have to check the post. So I've selected the post and the URL of that post method. So to test this, I will take the data from the fake API site. So here it provide a fake API sites. So I will copy this for testing purpose, and I will go to the body. I will paste it. But to check this post request, there should be a database to connect to our node project. So we have not initialized the connection with the MongoDB. So now before testing this, we will create a connection with the MongoDB. So to do that, we will go to the MongoDB here, where we have created the project and the cluster. So now we will go to this connect box